What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhiannon Friend, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to the studio.
Thank you.
Welcome back to myself to the studio as well.
Welcome back to you and me.
We're
and
both us
and the
together.
team.
Back together again. Hold my finger.
I have to get my nails done so bad.
Let me see. Oh, they're not too bad.
They're not, but they're long.
Yeah, they are long.
They're long.
Reaching talons.
For sure.
But we are back in studio. Happy to be back in the office.
Yes.
You know,
back to being a human again.
yes. I'm still feeling the Florida heat, though. Like, it is fucking...
I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if you were just radiating warmth from the tan that you've come back with.
And my sun-kissed hair.
Yeah.
Well, I'm reaching this territory right now where I'm trying to get the perfect hair color for my wedding.
Yep.
So, you know, a while back, my hair was super blonde in the summer. Looking back at the pictures, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even realize how blonde it was. Then I dyed it brown. And then it got too dark in the winter. And I was like, ooh, okay, this is too dark now. I don't like when it's that dark. I like it more of like a brown.
Yep.
And so I got some highlights a couple of weeks ago, but then I went into the sun all week, and now I have even more highlights.
Yeah, the highlights amped up.
And now it's kind of reached the territory of where I think I want it to be.
I agree.
Sort of just like a brown with some highlights in it. But I'm like, how do I keep this color? You know, my hair color just changed. It wants to be lighter. It goes into the sun. It wants to be lighter. So, but I like it. The color it's at right now. It's like a little, it's brown,
I
a
think
little
it's perfect the way it
highlight.
is right now.
So I'm hoping I can just like bottle up this color, and this will be the color for my wedding, hopefully.
Yep.
And yeah, so we'll see what happens. You know, we'll touch it.
great.
I'm gonna get it touched up before then to perfect the color. But I think this is, you know,
You're definitely, if you're not there already, you're extremely close.
very close.
Yeah.
Very close. Maybe some in the ends a little bit, just to like make it all blend together.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like I am still in Florida. Besides when I step outside and it's icy, really icy.
I feel like when you go away, I walked into my apartment. I was like, who even lives here? Not me. Like that's how long it felt like I was away from everything. And just like being out, I was like, oh my God, it's still winter here. Like it felt like the week felt like a long time. And sometimes when you go away and then you come back and you're like, you gotta figure out how to be a human again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh God, I gotta go grocery shop. Like I'm like, I'm not going out to dinner every night. Like I'm like trying to figure out how to get back to living. And you know, realistically, could I use 48 hours of silence? Yes, I very much could, but you know that is not in the job description. So I'm
We
trying.
talk for a
I'm
living.
trying. I know it's not as bad.
You sound a bit
it's
stuffed
okay.
up as well. You have a cold?
Yeah. I don't know.
Francesca, we gotta nurse you back to health.
Look, probably the worst place you can be was where, like, as far as a winter cold or a sickness flying around. A Super Bowl and Bourbon Street. You know?
That's like just throwing things together in a soup.
Oh,
and,
God,
and
it's just
drinking it to get sick.
It's just probably
It's
germ
it's the perfect
central.
gumbo.
Yeah, perfect. Germ central. I mean, I
Valentine's
gotta go back
Day is
to
this weekend.
so much good food, but like I'm like I need a salad. Like
Yeah, but Valentine's Day is Friday.
I know.
Have any fun plans?
We're doing dinner, casual. We're doing dinner Thursday night. I'm actually very team day before or day after Valentine's Day to celebrate Valentine's Day because I find, and Joe and I agree on this, is that sometimes Valentine's Day is a little amateur hour.
Yeah, it's the pre-menu.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
The menus.
Every good restaurant you want to go to, it's a prefix. You got to do you don't have an option. It's a whole package.
They don't even give
for
you the
Valentine's
option.
They
They don't even give you the option anymore.
I know.
We're
They don't. And they're like, oh, and here's a shitty glass of champagne.
Right,
and you're
right,
like,
right.
Oh, thanks so much.
Right, exactly. You can make it your own.
Exactly.
We last year moved into our apartment on Valentine's Day, and we just like sat on the floor, ate Chinese food, watched Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
So this year, sort of the same vibe. We're cooking together.
Love Is Blind is gonna be back.
Yeah,
again.
Love Is Blind is actually on again on Valentine's Day.
Yep.
But we're just staying in and cooking together. We're gonna make those short rib,
Ooh,
those
baby.
the braised raviolis that I've been fucking dying to make.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that, some desserts, you know, a nice little Valentine's Day at home. I love it. A little cozy vibe. Some cute PJs.
That sounds amazing.
You know, the whole thing. I have a fucking Sweet 16 on Saturday.
Holy moly.
I have a Sweet 16.
Family member?
Yes, on Saturday. I haven't been to a Sweet 16 since I was 16.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds amazing. Solely from the viewpoint of like observing what Sweet 16s are like nowadays.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be a rowdy
They probably
one.
are gonna be vaping.
No, I bet it's gonna get wild. And I cannot wait to witness. I have not been to a Sweet 16 since have you?
Yeah.
Since I'm 16.
No, yeah. Yeah. Since
It's like I went to a bar mitzvah a couple
Friends.
of years ago, and it was awesome.
Right, you're like, wow, the outside looking in.
Yep. I've been to a bat mitzvah more recently than a Sweet 16. Because Sweet 16, it was like none of my cousins or anybody really did a Sweet 16. So there wasn't too much. I don't think my sister did.
I feel like you would remember if she did a Sweet 16.
Yeah, I would.
I'm gonna sneak a water bottle in. Water bottle full of vodka.
I thought you were saying Molly water.
What are you
Okay.
boy, that would be insane.
All right, psychotic.
Imagine at the Sweet 16.
Also, would have just been an insane thing for me to say right now.
I'm just rolling at the Sweet 16. Imagine I was like, yeah, I'm gonna slip in some Molly at the Sweet
I'm looking for
16
some
on
hard
Saturday.
drugs at the Sweet 16. No,
That'd be insane.
No,
I wouldn't
no,
be
no.
put it past some of these kids though.
I'm intrigued though because I felt like the Sweet 16 was a dying breed a little bit. Like, what do Sweet 16s look like these days?
Who knows?
Are they
knows?
as extravagant?
Well, there is a dress code, so I think so.
Ooh, black tie.
No, it's all black.
Fuck yeah.
Like
Is she gonna wear pink?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Like we have to wear all black, and I think
Yep.
she is wearing
She's
pink.
gotta be wearing pink.
Has to be.
Has to be.
So we're excited for that. Honestly, Matt and I were talking about it. We were like, we might as well just act like we're going to, like we're back in high school going to a Sweet 16.
Honestly, like if I could if the moments in my life that I would go back and relive, my Sweet 16. I got this.
You had a Sweet 16?
Yeah. It was joint. Me and my friend were we were 2 days apart.
Oh, sick.
So we did a joint one. It was actually a boat.
A boat cruise, Sweet 16. What did you wear?
On the Hudson. I wore a strapless gold sequined mini dress from Alice and Olivia.
Sick.
That I cried when my mom let me buy it at the Short Hills Mall. Like at 16,
Epic.
At 16, Alice and Olivia was. I might as well have been wearing Dolce & Gabbana. Like I was like, it was. I thought that's how it felt.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Freaking epic.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. It was a good time.
Damn.
We took a couple shots before we got the car to go.
Well, of course.
Like 2 shots. I thought I was wasted. Because I really was not a big drinker either at that.
Yeah.
Like, I was a late bloomer.
Right.
When it came to like drinking and going out and parties and stuff. So my Sweet 16 was, and I was late in school. My Sweet 16 was the beginning of my junior year of high school. So that was definitely a little late. And I took like 2 Smirnoff vodka shots and was like, let's party.
Let's fucking go, bitches.
there
We're
were-
cruising around
yep.
the Hudson.
There were certain girls that brought water bottles on and I like fake was so mad.
You're like the disrespect.
Yeah, literally.
To my
Yeah,
parents.
exactly.
Oh my God,
It
that
was
is
like on the boat.
like, of course they
Yeah,
did.
Yeah,
Like typical them.
exactly.
No, that's so classic. Like acting way drunker than you actually were when you were going to a Sweet 16. I remember I fell at a Sweet 16. I fell.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just so drunk.
That was the way to be.
That limo ride over was just so crazy.
That was the way to be.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Really,
Well, boy,
I just couldn't walk in the fucking 6-inch heels I was wearing.
Yeah,
that was the issue.
Exactly. You're gonna have to send me a lot of pictures because
I will. Oh,
I think that's gonna be amazing.
Oh, it's gonna be epic.
But
Introducing innovation from the award-winning #1 dry shampoo brand. New Batiste Light Dry Shampoo is our lightest dry shampoo ever, addressing some of the main reasons you may not already be using dry shampoo. It blends seamlessly in hair and leaves no visible white residue, which is super important because when you're using dry shampoo, you want to get that clean look. You don't want the residue to make it so your hair looks dirty. You want to feel clean. That is why we use dry shampoo. It's lightweight, it's non-gritty, it's absorbing oil and grease for cleaner looking hair without weighing it down. Batiste Light Dry Shampoo comes in 2 soft and subtle scents, Mellow Melon and Zen Matcha, so whichever you prefer. I love the Mellow Melon smell, although I do love matcha as well. So you can buy Batiste Light Dry Shampoo online or in store at your nearest retailer.
I'm getting more congested by the second, to be honest.
You are.
I can't even breathe through my
You
nose.
didn't sound like this earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
Honey, I'm worried about you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Do we
I could be going down. Who knows?
I was going to say we'll save you, but I don't know. You know what I mean? If you have the New Orleans flu,
Yeah.
I don't know what else we can do.
Bird flu's going around.
Oh,
It's everybody, like the norovirus. My whole family got the norovirus before we went to the Super Bowl.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't get it.
Matt asked Joe to go play basketball.
Yeah.
They needed someone for the Barstool team.
Yeah.
And Joe was like, I would, but I fucking have the neurovirus. I was like, what?
Yeah.
The neurovirus?
He got sick like as I was leaving on Monday. And I at the same time of like feeling bad for him, I was like, bye. I was like, get me the fuck out of this apartment.
I mean, I don't blame you. There's nothing scarier to me than the neurovirus.
I felt so bad. I was like, every day I was Instacarting like stuff to the apartment for him because I was like, oh, you idiot. And you know how boys are when they're sick. Like, he's FaceTiming me. Hi.
What do I take?
Something about doing that makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Like
and
the
granted,
moaning.
like, the neurovirus is a fucking beat down.
Oh, yeah.
So Gia got it. JB got it.
JB got it too.
Oh, and JB.
Well, you know what? It might have been JB's birthday party.
It was. It was. I think it was dinner. Well,
Did multiple people?
I think it was Gia. They all hit Gia's pen. And I said, that's why you say no to drugs, kids. Look, I was like, look at me flying to New Orleans, totally good, and you're all throwing up, shitting.
It
That
was
is
the
the thing
birthday
that no one
party.
thinks about, I feel like. Is
Oh, you pass around-
because you're not like passing drinks to
Pass
back and
around the
forth.
vape, pass around the pen. They all got sick.
Yeah,
Not
that's
little old me.
right. Probably a lot of that this weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
It's
Hey, taste this. Hey, taste that.
Yeah, it was so like all that, and whatever, everybody made it fine. But like I said,
Holy
my
shite.
mom doesn't
Literally.
feel great now, so who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Literally,
No, that's not
literally.
good. That's not good.
But
Hopefully you're okay, though.
I do feel like it has been I see so many posts. It's neurovirus, bird flu, the cold, whatever.
Please, I'm not even trying to think about any of this.
I know.
I do not want to get sick. We all know I'm prone,
Yeah.
and I've been great.
Look, your immune system has been working overtime for you, and
It's been
yeah,
great.
knock on-
So I'm gonna knock on my head or
Yeah.
whatever. I'm gonna knock on this Trent box.
that's some faux wood right there.
It's been a good winter for me.
But that's it, really. We could jump into some topics. It's a long flight home. Amy Schumer was on my flight.
I saw that.
She boarded the plane before me. She went. You know, like when you're so famous, you don't even have like the app, like the Delta app on your phone. Like
What
she
did she do?
scanned like a PDF. Like her assistant definitely,
Someone
sent
sent it
the
to her.
ticket, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of
She
thing.
doesn't even need the
Were
app.
people
Yeah.
coming up to her?
Not really. And let me tell you something. The morale Eagles fans, like everybody's feeling good, but the airport after the Super Bowl, everyone is wiped, exhausted. Nobody wants to talk. The airport was so crowded. The lines were insane. The traffic was insane. So people are moving and grooving and trying to just get on their flights. And
just-
a lot of flights were delayed. It was
They just want to get the hell home.
Exactly.
And who can blame them?
Exactly.
Confession before we get into the rest of the topics. I did not put on deodorant this morning and I can't stop thinking about it. Like it's truly
hate
some,
that.
you know when you like, I just can't
And
stop
it's
thinking
not that
about
you
it.
even most of the time you don't even really smell, but you just are hyper aware of it because you know you didn't put on deodorant.
Right. Like I don't think I smell right now, but all I can think about is, do I possibly smell right now?
Well, I'm sitting the closest to you, and I can't breathe. So don't,
Perfect. I didn't even put
you
two and
could
two
stink up the
together.
place. I can't smell you.
I just smelled my armpits. That's gross. Can't help
I
it.
can't smell you, so you should be good.
Can't help it. I forgot to put on deodorant. Sue me.
Whatever happens to me happens to me. I can't get off this high. I'm riding a goddamn high. I think I've watched every clip, every behind the scenes. I'm like listening to shows I don't listen to, so I can hear them talk about the Eagles.
Cooper DeJean is not a safety.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I can't stop.
I know.
This morning, in the shower, thought to myself, what if I just become an Eagles fan? Like I had that thought and I thought,
Welcome.
no, you can't just do that right after they win a Super Bowl. Like I would have had to have done it in like October or November.
Yeah.
I would have had to been like, okay, I'm joining now. Like I'm becoming an honorary Eagles fan with the Marianos. That is done. I don't care that my fiance is a Giants fan. I am joining the Eagles.
Yep.
And I didn't do that. And I thought about it this morning. I'm like, shit. Because like, I don't listen. My family, they're Jets fans. I'm never gonna be, woohoo about the Jets.
Look at what I've done to Joe.
Yeah, he's a Jets fan. I'm not, and he's shouting and screaming for the Eagles.
Yep.
I'm never gonna be woohoo about the Jets. And then my fiance's a Giants fan. I'm never gonna be woohoo about the Giants.
Well, if they're in the Super Bowl, you would.
Yeah, I would root for them, right? But it just seems.
But that's how Joe is. Right?
It just
It's
seems
not like
like
he's like an Eagles fan all year long.
No, but we're getting there.
right. It just
No way.
he's heading in
He's
that
just gonna
direction.
stop rooting for the Jets.
No, he'll root for the Jets, but
Different division.
yeah,
So it's fine.
different conference. They rarely play each other.
Yeah. So I was like, what if I just become an Eagles fan?
Yeah.
But it's too late now. It's
Yeah, you should have done it right after they lost. That would have been like.
right.
Right.
In 2023 when they
Right,
lost,
yeah.
I should have been like, I'm
what they need?
joining.
You know what they need? Me.
You know what they need? They need Big Rhea to step in here
Exactly.
and become a fan.
Yep.
Did you see the Gronk on Jimmy Fallon 3 years in a row predicting the wrong winner?
Yes.
So, because like both years he went against the Chiefs, and then this year he was like, I can't go against the Chiefs again. And then he was like, if you are an Eagles fan, you should be happy with this pick. I'm wrong every year.
Yep.
And he was wrong again. He picked the Chiefs.
Yep.
I'm also getting now Gronk highlights all over my TikTok.
because
there's
Been everywhere.
Because everyone's like, he's so much better than Travis.
Yes, it's the debate now. But this has become a heavy football talk podcast. But
Yeah.
there's a debate on my. I just have all football highlights.
Have you seen any of the stuff that Jameis Winston did down in New Orleans?
Yes.
Oh my God, he was so funny.
It looked like a blast.
He was so funny. Every video is cracking me up. Screaming about trying to get on the Jags owner's yacht that was in the.
It's incredible.
On the river.
It's in my entire For You page.
so
I
good.
think that's kind of why I was like, ooh, I need to pick a fandom.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting fed so many highlights. Like,
Right.
It's giving me the itch. But I now have all of these comparison videos between Gronk and Travis Kelce.
Damn.
But they're catered towards Gronk. So
Right.
Well, that's the right answer.
So all of my videos right now are just like Gronk, like interceptions.
Yeah.
Gronk spikes, like every Gronk interview, and I'm like, how did
Gronk interceptions?
Gronk touchdowns.
It's just, what do you mean, like him intercepting the ball?
Gronk would never intercept the ball.
He's not on defense.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna let that go. I was not gonna.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
so sorry. I didn't use the correct phrasing. I might as well just go off a fucking bridge and jump off, shouldn't I?
I would like to say that one was not on me. I was gonna let that ride.
Ha ha ha!
That was
she
him.
said Gronk
Yeah.
interceptions.
He looked at me. Like, oh, interceptions.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to Travis Kelce's side now.
You should.
After that whole thing.
There's an argument for Travis.
I'm just talking here. Sorry,
How
I don't
is
know
there
the
not?
exact words.
Because like Gronk's a better blocker. I would say he's a better. I mean,
better
we're
at
gonna get to the
interceptions.
debate.
No, we're not. We're moving
Gronk-
on. We're not talking about
Gronk
this.
is a great interceptor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those interceptions are crazy.
Oh my God. No.
Anyways, we're
not-
moving
yeah,
along
yeah.
here.
You
We don't
think it's
need.
over for him?
Yeah. Travis, no. I don't.
All the memes of him being like, "I was supposed to propose tonight" are so funny. They're like he has a sweaty ring in his
There was
pocket.
no way that was going to happen. Like,
No,
why
there was
did
no way.
anybody fucking think that Travis Kelce would propose in the most cliche,
No.
tacky way possible
Never would.
after winning the Super Bowl? Use your brains.
And who would want that? Like, No one, like, she doesn't want that. He doesn't, no one wants that.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
I have seen videos of people being like, do you think that even for like a second that Taylor Swift got the ick watching the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I mean,
like him pouting and like trying to fight other players, and
I don't think so.
not even for a second being like, ugh.
I think
She's never seen him like that.
I think
He's
she
won every
supports
time.
him.
Yeah, I
all
think
the way through.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen,
They were a couple of losers last week. That was just, it's just, I think they have to support on both sides, you know? She was at the Grammys, didn't go well for her. Travis loses it, you know?
But she was a more gracious loser.
Well,
they have each other.
Yep.
And that's a win.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Exactly.
I can't believe I said Gronk interceptions.
No, but I actually like that you doubled down. You're like, when he intercepts it.
Otherwise known as a catch. But
Duh!
you know?
Right. I was like, because I'm seeing more football lately, I was trying to use a term and I used it
Right.
so wrong.
Yep. You're like, you know, or just a catch. Otherwise known as a catch.
When he he intercepts the ball.
It's not as
out of the air.
which he catches it.
It's not as cool. Yeah, when he blocks the air from catching it, it's not as cool to be like, oh, those Gronk catches.
Reception. Maybe use that.
Yes.
Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's probably the word you were looking for.
that's probably
Gronk
it.
receptions.
All of Gronk's receptions.
Yep. He's got a lot of them.
He has a ton of them.
He's got a ton of them. All right, let's do
Anyways.
some topics.
Anyways, that's enough football talk for me. I won't be joining the fandom anytime soon.
Yeah.
Well, anyways,
Study up on your terminology.
yeah, I'm gonna have to study up.
Even though
and-
like there is more, like there was other Taylor stuff that is football adjacent. So
yeah, we'll talk about that later on in the show, and I'll study up for next September. Let's get into the rest of the show. We're gonna be talking about Pete Davidson's new Reformation campaign.
yep.
Interesting. I have some thoughts. The New Heights Swifties debacle on the internet.
The girlies are fighting.
What is happening?
I know.
What is happening? Fucking piece of shit, Kanye. Don't even want to give it the airtime. Don't even want to fucking.
We may talk
give
about it for 45 seconds.
And just to say he's a disgusting piece of shit.
Yeah.
Literally, that's it. And we have a fantastic interview with Olivia Attwood. We've been fans for years. If you guys know OG Love Island Season 3.
Yep.
Fantastic. And so much more that we talked about. She's doing a ton right now. It's amazing. And we have the pop corner. So let's get into the topics.
You all know it. We're telling you again, Abercrombie's got the best denim. You can find the perfect pair of jeans. I'm wearing my Abercrombie denim right now. These are the mid-rise bootcut jean, which is relatively new, and I am obsessed with this cut. I think it is so flattering. Obviously, it looks amazing with boots, and it's not too high-rise, not too low, right there in the middle. There is nothing better than the perfect jean and going out top combo, or an outfit that just perfectly matches your plans. I was living in my Abercrombie jeans all week long in New Orleans. They're relaxed jeans, go with every occasion. Date night, maybe pair it with something lacy and cute coming up for Valentine's Day, or daytime, maybe you're at work. This tank sweater that I'm wearing as well is also Abercrombie. Very cozy, great for work, and their barrel jean may surprise you. I know that's a trendy choice right now, but I think if you try it, you will love it, especially from Abercrombie. Abercrombie denim comes in tons of rises, fits, washes. You can find your perfect pair online or in store. So you guys know we love, I think my entire closet is Abercrombie jeans. I have so many. I love them all. I wear them all the time. It's really like just the best jeans out there. So you can shop new arrivals every week at Abercrombie. Check out their denim. Go shop now. New arrivals every week at Abercrombie.
So Pete Davidson is now in this Reformation campaign, the boyfriend campaign.
Yep.
And I just have something to say, a little something, okay?
Okay.
Love the campaign. I appreciate seeing Pete Davidson in anything. I'm a Pete Davidson fan. Not too long ago, Pete Davidson did a little interview where he was like, I don't want to be known as just the guy who dates people, and I don't want to be known as just like the boyfriend, and and I'm Pete Davidson, I'm so cool and artsy, and like I'm doing these socks now, and da 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 da, just to show up to be a whole boyfriend campaign. Like, that's who you are, Pete Davidson. Just own it. Yeah, you are the people's boyfriend. Just own it.
Look, Reformation must have made him an offer he could not refuse, because in these pictures, he's wearing a sweatshirt. It literally says official boyfriend.
And he's like, I don't want to be known for dating people.
Yeah.
And now you're how much did they pay you, Pete?
Right.
Which first of all, if he never did this interview, I'd be like, fucking genius. I'm such a big Pete Davidson fan.
He looks fantastic.
He looks amazing. He looks healthier than ever these days.
He does. He looks great.
Looking great.
Tattoo-free.
I've seen some interviews of him where he...
How did the tattoos get removed so cleanly? Like, I feel like usually you can kind of tell. It's just gone.
If I had to guess, there was some...
They did some touch-ups.
There was some touch-ups for the campaign.
They did some smoothing and touch-ups.
No, I think like Photoshop.
They Photoshop.
Oh no, I'm talking about like I see videos of him like at the Super Bowl and stuff. Like,
he's totally tattoo-free, but I'm saying he's like... In some of these pictures, he's shirtless.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just thinking and he's shirtless and it looks completely smooth and clean and everything. Tattoo removal sometimes leaves marks and whatever. So I feel like there maybe was a little touch up action, but he looks great.
He looks fantastic. I want to buy the sweatshirt. Like I'm so in on this campaign.
Yeah.
But don't deny it, Pete.
Right.
Don't try to be this.
He's a fully lean in.
I don't want to date people publicly. I don't want to be known as this.
Yep, fully lean in.
You're the official boyfriend. You're America's boyfriend.
Yep.
Deal with it.
Yep. And what a great title.
There's nothing wrong with it. Oh, poor Pete Davidson. Yeah. He dates a bunch of hot celebrity women.
Yeah, right.
Who we're supposed to feel bad for him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what?
Everybody loves him.
Right. It's a good thing.
Wear it with badge of honor.
He is on his campaign sweatshirt.
The official boyfriend. Yep. But no, it's an unlikely unexpected collab. I didn't think Reformation and Pete Davidson, I wouldn't put those two together, but I love it. I think it was genius.
Yeah, I think it's great work.
Smart marketing move. It's a great campaign. Throw somebody unexpected into it. Love it.
Really, really quick, because I really don't even think he deserves attention, but obviously have to call out how fucking disgusting and atrocious this is. If you didn't see, Kanye ran an ad during the Super Bowl for his website, and the only thing that was on sale was a t-shirt with a swastika on it, which is just fucking insanity and so gross. He is a humongous piece of shit, the most vile person. I do not understand how he's still allowed, on the internet, even allowed in public. I just don't understand any of it. I do not understand.
He should not be allowed to do business. No one should work with him.
Nobody. I don't understand how anybody does.
It is vile. It is hateful. It is spreading just extreme, anti-Semitic rhetoric. It's just really
disgusting.
It's so terrible. And I am shocked by I've seen people now talking about it on social media, but he should be condemned on all levels. And honestly, I don't know if he pulled a fast one on the NFL or whatever. I think the NFL has some control over what commercials air and whatnot. No,
I saw that he posted is there still room for me to buy a commercial? That was after all of his insane tweets. So I think they're just we'll take the money.
You know what I'm saying? How does that go?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just disgusting, and that's it deserves to be publicly condemned on all levels, and at the same time, he does not deserve any air from anybody else at this point.
No, it's also the endless tweets that just get worse and worse and worse and worse, and it's
it's terrible.
How is he allowed on any platform? It's actually insane. He's such a garbage human pile of shit. He is just so terrible.
Yep.
It's disgusting. I don't. Oh God, it's just there's nothing really else to say. It's just
exactly. We'll just be
infuriating.
It feels like it'll end up be us repeating ourselves because it's just it's gross. It's terrible. It is the worst of the worst, and no one should support him in any way
No.
possible. And it's been like that for a while now, but my God, does he just keep making it worse and worse and worse and worse, and he gets more and more and more sick and disgusting.
I'm just like, how does he keep popping up? You think he goes away and he just keeps popping up? I wish he would just disappear.
Yep.
Like truly just disappear.
I agree. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Absolutely awful. But moving on, what is happening with the New Heights Twitter and the Swifties? They were upset about New Heights congratulating the Eagles on Twitter. The Eagles, the New Heights post included pictures of Jason Kelce, and Jason said he thought that was weird. The post got removed. There's a lot going on.
There is. I don't know. You know, it probably all started from Taylor getting booed at the game and people being very upset about that. Commentary around that. Our president's commentary around that, which was bizarre as always.
Yep.
And at this point, like, here's the thing. I understand people. I understand the Swifties being upset of her being booed, and 100%. I am sure there are people there that are the boo's coming from a bad place. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just being hateful and they don't like her. It's the guys that are like, I don't want to see her on my TV. Like, those guys. Mm-hmm. It is also the Super Bowl. And they are showing celebrity fans, celebrity people, and it's the Eagles and it's the Chiefs. And the Eagles fans are going to see Taylor Swift and be like, boo. Like, you know, you're here rooting for the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. Just like Paul Rudd. They show Paul Rudd, boo, Paul Rudd rooting for the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. So I hope, because now there's these reports, Taylor was so upset, it took it so personally. And that breaks my heart, because I really hope that is not fully the case.
It was saying Taylor was that upset? I saw the ones about Travis was upset.
No, it said
Taylor.
both. It was like Travis was super upset, Taylor was upset. Yeah.
What I like, and this is like credit to Taylor Swift. I think that her reaction was like, she was like, what's going on? Like, she sort of knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like would know that it was coming from a place of like, I'm rooting for the Chiefs and these are Eagles fans. Yeah. But I could still see a place where you get booed and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why am I getting booed so hard? Obviously, that's not a good feeling.
Totally.
And then Travis is being protective, and obviously, you know, he's going into the game, but he's thinking about, is she okay? She just got booed really hard. So many different elements to it. So, yeah, obviously people were upset about that.
Definitely. And then so that happens. The New Heights social team put out a graphic on social supporting, congratulations to the Eagles. It was a lot of pictures of Jason, and a lot of the Swiftie world on social were very upset that this was posted. That they would be congratulating the Eagles, that it would be taking away from Travis, that like so inappropriate of them. Jason's not on the team anymore. Like, they should be supporting Travis, and because Taylor supports Travis, they support Travis. Everyone should support Travis. They shouldn't be congratulating the Eagles. The extent of it was crazy. Like, people comment, the Swifties coming, delete this, like blah blah blah. It ended up all getting deleted. So then that turned into, oh my God, these Swiftie accounts are so nuts. They can't even let the New Heights team put out a post congratulating the Eagles. Jason's been very clear that while yes, he's rooting for his brother, he has a lot of people in the Eagles organization that he is super close with and rooting for, and it's put him in a tough spot. But like, they won the game, so they can throw out a congratulations.
Just a congratulations. I mean, he was an Eagle last year, and Kylie Kelce is humongous Eagles fan. Like, just a congratulations to the Eagles, which is super normal.
It was a very normal post.
Very normal.
Now, from Jason's point of view, which he has now clarified because he tweeted about it as well, is that he had told them to take it down because he felt they had used like too many photos of him, and like he wasn't playing in the game. You know, he's retired. It's done. Super fair. Because there's also, I'm sure, a little bit of Jason that's like, fuck.
I should have held on for one more year.
Like when they win the year after you retire, you're like, fuck.
Right.
Just you have to a little bit. So, I'm sure he was like, okay, these are all
but
pictures
he was
of me.
on the team when they won in 2017, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He does.
Phew!
Yeah. He's got a Super Bowl win in Minneapolis, loss in Arizona. And so I'm sure there's a part of that, and like you're like, oh, don't take my face off all this, you know?
Right? Like I wasn't. You want to give props to the other players who won.
And I think that also comes out of respect, maybe for Travis a little bit too. It's like, don't put my face on all this,
right? Like
so,
I didn't beat my brother.
Exactly. So then Jason did actually on Tuesday put out a very long tweet. He joked about it being the longest tweet ever of his support for Travis and how he must be feeling and the emotions, and how at the same time happy he is for Jalen and Nick Sirianni and the Eagles organization to be able to do this. Now, the Swifties are also very upset, and this one, like this, valid, could not agree more. CJ Gardner-Johnson, who is defensive back for the Eagles, he had a moment where he made a play on Travis. He kind of like got in Travis's face a little bit, and there was like a little 2-second standoff where they're like kind of sizing each other up. He posted a screenshot of the photo of that moment, and he wrote something along the lines of, "You should have
stayed with that.
You should
thick shit.
you should have stayed with that thick shit."
Horrible.
And he had like which is
horrible,
gross, vile, inappropriate, unnecessary. I find that to be like a really low level, especially when you win a game like that, and the way you win it, and instead of just hyping yourself, your teammates, you talk shit.
So classless.
It is. It's really unnecessary. He did not need to do that.
No.
I think it was really extremely inappropriate. I understand why people were very upset about that. It just goes to a different level because now the Swifties are like attacking his family and his mom and his mom's business and like trying to get like things, like trying to hurt the business, like doing all these things. It's like, what he said is wrong. You could be mad at him. What does mom have to do with it? So,
and also he doesn't speak for the entire Eagles team and organization at all.
No.
Like,
if anything, I'm sure everybody was pretty upset.
I'm sure they were
that.
disgusted with him. I'm sure they were like, why did you have to go and do that? We won. Why couldn't you just accept that we won and had to do such a classless, pathetic loser move like that?
Yeah, not cool.
But
not
he
cool
doesn't speak for the rest of the Eagles and the rest of the organization. So, you still have to give credit where credit's due to the other players and the team as a whole, and disregard a piece of shit move. Obviously,
no, it was
horrendous.
really,
I understand why people are mad and upset about that. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous to do something like that. It's like that's what you're focused on after you win the Super Bowl. Like
Exactly.
that's so lame.
Like for one of your first posts to be that, it's like just
having
celebrate your own win,
much,
man.
having so much real estate in your head that's what you post is so fucking lame after you win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's insane. But
I did not like that at all. I thought that was extremely inappropriate. And,
right.
I think
but Jason should be able to congratulate the Eagles on winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Like that. There has to be a line here, and
Yep. And I think like it all kind of wrapped up in each other, So they saw the Instagram story from CJ. Oh, the Eagles, like, look at what this Eagle did. That's so bad. They shouldn't congratulate the Eagles. Look what they're saying about Taylor. It's like, okay, it's just the same thing. It's just like that's him. He posted that. Bad, not cool. Don't do that. But it shouldn't take away from the fact, like the rest of the
one
players.
player doesn't speak for the entire fan base.
No, and they're also
no.
Jason has talked about the fact that he has, Travis is his brother, but he has brother-like bonds with a lot of people on the Eagles. So, he wants to give them that credit and congratulate them.
It's got to be super conflicting. You're upset about the way it went down for Travis because realistically, you're probably rooting for everybody to play at a high level, a great game, where it's like impressive, and it was just a blowout. But like Jason said in his post, you can read it too. The Chiefs have been so extraordinary. They've accomplished so much. Travis has accomplished so much.
They've won 2 Super Bowls in a row.
They have so much to be proud of. He's just reiterating that right now. It hurts, but in the grand, there's so much else going on too. So it was just crazy that I feel like maybe Jason felt like he had to put that tweet out and kind of like address it. I'm sure he'll talk about it on the podcast too, but it's it took a bizarre turn for sure. So now they're very mad online. People go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
The Twitter fandom of really any superstar is out of this world when you see things that are said. But sometimes the Swiftie stuff is like next level.
Yeah.
But that was going on there. I'm sure they'll, I don't think they'll address all the other parts of it. But he won't, but he should, like CJ should apologize for posting something like that. I think that's ridiculous.
Just gross. Yeah. So unnecessary.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. That wraps up the topics.
All right. Have you heard of Goldbelly? It is this amazing site that you can order from all the time, where you can get the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants all across the U.S., and they will ship it free to your door anywhere in the country. Goldbelly will ship you Philly cheesesteaks from Jim or Pat's in Philly. Hey guys, it's time to celebrate. You know what a great way to celebrate? Get those cheesesteaks sent to you no matter where you are. You can get the original buffalo wings from the Anchor Bar in Buffalo, and even Kansas City's most legendary barbecue. And if the pizza near you sucks, they will ship you New York pizza from John's on Bleecker, or Chicago deep dish from Lou Malnati's, or even New Haven or Detroit style pizza. Goldbelly is amazing. It also makes for an amazing gift. I did receive a wedding gift. It was from Joe's Stone Crab Claws. So we had a whole bunch of claws in there, shipped right to my door. Ate them immediately. Oh my God, it was fantastic. It was such a treat, and it really makes for such a fun gift. Or if you're looking for the perfect party food or anything like that, there are so many things that would also make the perfect Valentine's gift. You want to send somebody, you maybe have a little long distance love, you want to send them something that's going to remind them of home. Check out Goldbelly. So if you have a food lover in your life, head over to Goldbelly and use promo code CHICKS for 20% off your first order. That's goldbelly.com, code CHICKS for 20% off your first order.
All right, let's get into the pop corner. We're going to take your voicemails, your hot takes, whatever you want to talk about this week. Reminder, if you want to call in for the pop corner every Wednesday, the number is 914-297-7089. Leave us your questions, and we'll be taking them every Wednesday. So let's get into it.
Hi, ladies. My friends are having a Bravo-themed birthday party, and I'm looking for a niche Bravo couple for my boyfriend and I to go dressed as. Some of my ideas currently are Luann and the Pirate, or Kim Zolciak and Big Papa. So thinking along those lines, if you had any ideas, I would love to hear them.
Ooh.
Love the pod. Bye.
Ooh.
Luann and the Pirate is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Any of those New York Housewives and Tom.
Yeah.
A throwback Vanderpump one. One of the older ones.
Right, Jax and
Saucy.
Jax and the girl that was in We're the Millers with the boner garage tattoo.
Kelsey Ballerini bidding on a date with Craig.
I forgot about that.
The early seasons of Southern Charm.
I forgot that happened. It's just a good question.
Yeah, it
now
is.
I wanna
It is.
I want to
I'm
study
even just
up
like trying to
on
think of just random
Bravo couples.
stories and hookups.
Right. That's kind of what I said. The Jax thing was like so. Well, that was the whole Stassi thing.
Sutton's gone on a few dates with people that haven't stuck.
What about Sutton and Hugh Jackman?
Yeah. Trying to go even like show by show.
Now I'm looking at a list of, it's just the worst Bravo couples of all time.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Luann and Joe Bradley.
Oh my God. Yes. Wow. Because watching Southern Hospitality and that whole storyline unfolding.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my pick.
Luann and Joe Bradley.
Luann and Joe Bradley.
Luann and the pirate is funny, and obviously it's a lot easier to just like dress up as a pirate.
Right. Like trying to be Joe Bradley.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Those are all fun. Ideas. All right, let's do another.
Hey, Rand, Fran. This is Becca from Milwaukee. My hot take is that I do not find Channing Tatum attractive. And I don't know if it's because of the roles that he's played in movies or what. And I know, like, everyone, like, I feel like loves him and thinks he's so hot. And he does not do it for me. And so my hot take is that, like, when I see him in a movie or anything, I, like, kind of turn away. I'll still watch it, but
this is the hottest take of all.
Like, I don't see the obsession that I feel like everyone had about him with Magic Mike. So it got me thinking of what is your hot take of, like, who everyone thinks is hot that you're like, it just doesn't do it for me. Thanks. Love you guys.
See, now that's a good question because there have been definitely there have been times where I've been like, that person doesn't do it for me, and we disagree on it. But Channing Tatum is not one I can
be the guy.
Channing Tatum is not that guy.
Honestly,
cannot get on board with the Channing Tatum one.
Respect, but my immediate reaction of she sees him on TV, she looks away.
Right, like
she's disgusted, and she mentioned Magic Mike.
Right. How is it that
he's a perfect specimen of a man?
Him and Joe Manganiello.
Seriously.
In Magic Mike.
You know what I watched it on the plane was Fly Me to the Moon. It's Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. It was cute, and I truly couldn't have had more of an opposite thought when watching the movie of being like, God, Channing he's just a hot man.
He is. Like he was,
and he had a bad haircut in that movie
tell
too.
You, he was like the guy. Like, you know, besides Zac Efron, but like when She's the Man came out,
there's also something about like when he gets angry in a movie that I'm like, oh my God.
There's just
an added sex appeal.
This has turned on like us into just being like, Channing Tatum is so hot. Like we can't agree. You know, I will say this happened recently with a real life person that. This was a real life person, like all your friends talked about whatever. And I was like, guys, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And I can't say it because it's like a real life person.
Yeah.
When I say
I don't even know
when I say it after, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And I was like, I just don't.
I'm trying to remember if I can think. No, I'm pretty easily. I don't really have a hot take when it comes to this category because you all know, like, I am extremely easily persuaded when it comes to admiring an attractive man. You know, I've been boy crazy my entire life. It doesn't take much.
Yeah,
it doesn't take much.
I feel like you guys weren't really on like the rat boyfriend wave. Like, did those guys do it for you?
I love Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah,
no, I don't. Yeah, I don't really count him.
But
and
even
I loved Challengers.
I love Josh O'Connor.
Yeah, like, I loved Challengers.
Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah,
Jeremy Allen White too.
Oh,
I mean, Challengers. I literally talked about like that movie. Like, made
the other one in Challengers that's not Josh O'Connor is who I'm talking about.
Yes,
I will say not my favorite.
Mike Feist.
Yeah.
Well, you know who I didn't get for a really long time, but now I do, was like George Clooney. Right? Like I didn't understand George Clooney, but then I watched Ocean's 11.
Yep.
And then I was like, I understand George Clooney.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I'm just gonna look up a list of hot celebrity guys.
It's all of them.
And then we're just gonna be like, agree. I'm really still stuck on this Channing Tatum thing.
I'm so stuck.
I couldn't disagree more.
Yeah.
About the Channing Tatum situation.
Yep. Really.
It's fucking Channing Tatum.
It is.
That's insane.
I love them all.
Not gonna be able to name one.
No,
that
I
you
just
don't.
love them all. Because I can't think of somebody that's an equivalent to Channing Tatum. That's my thing. Like the Channing Tatum, that's a hot take. Like I can't think of somebody that is so universally thought as being hot that I'm like, eh.
Well, you know who grew on me a lot was Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
So like Ryan Gosling initially,
yeah,
I wasn't like, oh my God, Ryan Gosling. But then I saw Crazy Stupid Love. Then I saw The Place Beyond the Pines.
Yep.
You know, then he did the Barbie movie and he was so funny in that. And then Ryan Gosling really grew on me.
Yeah. So fair.
But still, not comparable to Channing Tatum.
No. Nope.
Good question though. I do bet people will write and DM us and tell us people that they have a hot take about though.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, let's do one more.
Hi, Rhea, Fran, and Noah. This is Savannah. On this season of The Traitors, Wes mentioned that he, Rob, and Derek were all on their individual Mount Rushmores for their shows. I'm wondering if you could create your own Mount Rushmore of reality TV stars, who would be on there? Thanks.
Gosh, that's a good question, too.
Ooh.
We may have to listen to some of these before we...
Because we have to think about it so
Yeah,
hard.
they really... It's like, that's a
Good
full-blown
question.
like draft you have to think of almost,
Right.
you know?
That'd be cool. Reality TV.
It's just hard
Reality
to...
TV star draft.
Yeah, it's just hard to...
We should do that for sure. It's so
hard to think on the spot.
Right, because you think of one
across
person
the board.
and then you remember somebody else.
Yeah.
Is Boston
And,
Rob
like,
not on yours?
Just reality TV though is so broad. Like, are we talking competition shows?
Right. Because now I'm jumping to
Are we
Love
talking
Island.
Bravo, Love Island? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think you almost have to separate them.
I think we just have to go competition.
Like more like dating, love, and then
Yeah.
like competition is another one.
I think we have to go competition for this because they
Yeah.
were all competition
Right,
reality
right,
stars.
right.
And let me tell you, Wes wouldn't be on mine.
But Bananas would though.
Johnny Bananas definitely
Yeah.
100%.
But see, this is where like, does American Idol count? Like, do I put Kelly Clarkson
that-
on there?
No. I'm
That's a competition. It's a
Yeah.
singing competition.
right, but I think like
Yeah.
I'm thinking like challenges, like competing,
But like then
physical,
Here's
but
my-
like a Big Brother, I guess.
here's
is
my-
like The
here's-
Bachelor and like that type of stuff.
right.
Yeah, here's my issue. Like, it's tougher for me because I don't, I've never watched Survivor. I've never watched Big Brother. So that just eliminates a giant pool of people that people would be like, they should be on there.
I still can't believe you haven't watched Survivor. Let's
know.
actually do this draft though and categorize it.
Yeah.
This is a really good
Yeah.
idea.
Yep.
Thank you so much for calling in. And I love the idea. This is going to take a lot of thought
It does.
because there's so many different avenues we're going to have to narrow them down.
Right. Even
Because
just,
then
like,
immediately I'm like Maura Higgins. But
Right.
that's,
She's on my Rushmore.
we know. And because then you're automatically thinking those are like love and dating.
Yeah.
But then you go to this past season of Love Island USA, and I just want to put them all on there.
Yeah.
And
Honestly, Pilot Pete hops to my mind. now he's on Bachelor. He was on Real. Traitors. He was
Traitors,
on
Great
Real.
on Traders.
Battle of the Paddles.
Yeah, Battle of the Paddles. Bleeding on Battle of the Paddles.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, this is now 3 episodes in a row where Pilot Pete's name has been brought up. We have to put like a ban on his name going forward. This is the 3rd episode in a row that his name has come up.
I can't stop talking about him, so.
Let's get him back on the pod.
He hasn't even been.
He's never been on
no,
the show.
he was on
No,
the
he
show
was.
one time when he's promoting his show at Sirius, and he's
It was
denied.
at Sirius.
And he's denied us every single time after that.
It was at
Probably
oh my God,
because-
I
Remember
forgot.
when you were like, you like to make it, or you said something
Yeah,
so
because
blunt
he's-
to him, and he
we-
was just like caught off guard.
Because that was when he was like media trained, and then the whole thing happened.
That was the beginning. That was before his Bachelor season even aired.
Right, and then the whole thing happened, and then Kelly Flanagan came on the show and talked about their relationship and the
Yep,
whole thing,
yep,
and
yep,
then he
yep,
did a
yep,
Bachelors in the
yep,
City podcast, and then we never heard from him again on this show. But now that Fran's his best friend, he could potentially come back on. And once again, there's a limit on talking about him now. Done.
But where do we draw the line on like Home Improvement?
Oh, well,
Reality.
Now you're
that's
making my
crazy.
head spin with the home improvement shows. We're gonna put Ty
Pennington.
Ty Pennington in there. I mean,
Should we do no host though?
Type-
well then host is a totally different.
Yeah.
Host is
that's
a
what I'm
totally
saying,
different
though,
ballgame.
like he's not competing.
Right,
He's
we're
just
going
like,
right.
We
You
could
gotta
do
go-
a
like Chris Harrison would be on there.
Like you got to go contested. You got to go contested.
we got to do a whole
Contestants only.
Mount Rushmore for host too.
Host, that might be an easier one to do. There's not as many to choose.
Host would be
Would you put Ryan?
Did you guys see that?
Sorry, would you put Ryan Seacrest up there?
Yeah. You have
Oh,
to.
come on. You
For,
have to.
for
You have
American.
to.
Yeah, I was just throwing it out there.
But then it's like Simon Cowell and them. It's like
did you guys
they're
see
judges.
Did
They're
you guys
different.
see those clips from the Spanish Temptation Island?
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't see.
Wait, you haven't seen
no.
My God. Montoya.
Montoya?
Montoya, por favor.
I almost want to like film you, like have on the podcast you
No,
watching for the
seriously.
first time.
Should I
Yeah,
do
pull
it?
it up.
Okay, I'll pull it up.
This is like the most viral thing on the internet for the past week.
I have not seen this.
Oh
The
my God,
Spanish
I'll find it.
Temptation
I'll find
Island.
it.
It's crazy. It's people
How
are like, you
have
should
I
win an
not
Oscar.
seen this? I haven't seen it.
Le da pena, mira, qué asco, tío. Qué asco, cariño. ¿Cómo te vas a arrepentir de esto, cariño? Con la gambita, que me ha reventado. ¡Me ha reventado! ¡Llora! ¡Llora! Llora con ese escombro, llora. Esto es lo que quieres en tu vida.
¿Que vamos a dormir?
Sí.
Siéntate, por favor, Montoya.
Es lamentable, ya ha hecho un antes y un después, tío. Lo hace por venganza, ya hay que usar la respuesta, tío. No quiero esto verlo, pues quiero ir. ¿Quieres ir a la playa?
Por favor,
¿Descansar?
Montoya.
Venga, lo voy a ver contigo, venga, vamos a ver lo que te... Vale.
Papa frita va a llorar. A la
This
Qué
is
vergüenza, papá.
insane.
Tú eres un mierda de persona. Te vas a arrepentir toda tu vida de esto. Disfruta, disfrútalo, disfruta. Me has reventado por dentro. Me has reventado por dentro.
What?
Tranquilo, Montoya, por
Yo no he
favor.
hecho nada, coño. Solamente de ti. ¿Quiere dormir, te ha dicho?
Si no estuvieras aquí, no sudaría.
¿Puedo ver esto, Sandra? ¡Cabrona!
Por favor.
Oh my God. No. No.
¡Cabrón!
¡Montoya!
No. Is he running into the...
¡Montoya, vuelve!
Te estaba deseando, tío.
¿Dónde estás?
¡Montoya, por favor!
Montoya, por favor.
Oh my God. I thought he was going to run into the ocean. Oh my God.
¡Me has destrozado! ¡Me has destrozado!
Holy sh... Oh my God.
¡Por
What?
dentro!
What the fuck? What the fuck?
¡Quita tu vida!
What the hell did I just watch?
I told you. I told you.
I need like a first of all, I'm actually sweating right now. What the fuck did I just watch?
They're full blown having sex.
No, that is when when I fully
Yeah. That's why I said, don't worry, you will have a crazy reaction.
he's pile driving.
Oh yeah. On TV. And he drops to his knees. No, it's right. It's being said it's to be one of the craziest reality TV moments. It's gone every.
More is coming out, like
Yeah, because I think the show is like on right now.
No, yeah, so like now, like he's cheating in a new one that came out, and
Yeah, and apparently, so like there's
First of all, look at me, I have goosebumps.
there's like all this context
What?
of like what he was doing before, and then what she was doing before. Then there was this moment, and it's like what she's doing now, what he's doing now. Is crazy. Kevin's been documenting it because there's been a lot of follow-ups. There's been like a lot of follow-up clips that have gone viral of like how he reacted and what happened. But my God, it's something.
I am speechless. I'm gonna have to take a moment to digest everything I just saw. Like you know when someone wants to show you something and wants to get your reaction and you're kind of nervous about what you're gonna see because you don't want to let them down. That is not.
That's why I had no problem showing
That
it.
is
Normally I would have said like, oh, maybe. I said, watch it.
That is not what I was expecting, and I am so blown away by all of it. But I have never seen a show so clearly show two people having sex like that.
I know. I don't know what rules they have over there for showing sex on television, but they're full blown.
On the American Temptation Island, it's like, what do they show? They don't. It's just,
They show them getting like a
they'll
little touchy.
show
and-
like, I mean, granted, they'll like people moving under covers.
yeah, but they don't show people fucking.
No.
Like those two people are fucking.
Yeah.
Like that's like
and all the other clips, it's happening too. So I feel like that's just like the show.
right.
wow. I am. Put them on the Mount Rushmore. Wow.
I know. I was gonna say we just completely did not answer that question at all, but I'm glad we came to this moment.
I'm really glad, and that wraps.
I think that wraps up the episode.
That wraps up the popcorn. I need a minute. I need a minute to myself. Wow. This segment is brought to you by Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. I've been using Armani Luminous Silk Concealer since, I want to say, the summer now. I absolutely love it. It's my go-to concealer at this point. I think it's fantastic. The moment I tried it and started using it, I knew it was going to be my new go-to. And that is what I use every single day. I use one shade on like my blemishes when I cover up before I put on foundation. And then I use another shade under my eyes for that, brighten look under my eyes. Because, sometimes I get eye bags, okay? I'm Italian. It happens. Armani Beauty is renowned for award-winning products that are a must-have in your makeup routine. Armani Beauty believes in enhancing your natural beauty, giving you that lit from within glow. I truly feel like the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer gives me the glow I'm looking for under my eyes. Also, to cover the blemishes, like I said. They are developed with the same award-winning technology as the iconic Luminous Silk Foundation, which is also fantastic. We all know it and love it. This complexion holy grail is beloved by us and all your favorite celebrities. The Luminous Silk Concealer is a multi-purpose, lightweight, hydrating, and blurring all-day wear concealer that conceals, smooths, and brightens skin. It provides weightless, medium buildable coverage, delivering a flawless, luminous finish that feels like your skin. This is why I fell in love with the product when I first started using it, because it didn't feel heavy on my face. It felt like it was doing what I needed it to do, which was cover my pimples, brighten the under eyes, without feeling so heavy on my skin, and giving that medium buildable coverage so that I can layer my makeup on top of it, which is great. So you could shop your perfect shade now at Sephora, and there's 21 shades. So Luminous Silk Concealer's diverse range ensures you'll find the perfect match for your complexion. And you can go on to Sephora, or you could shop your shade at Sephora, and look forward for the end of the interview where we talk about an Armani-owned confession question. All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by TV personality Olivia Attwood. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, girls.
Host, podcaster, reality TV superstar.
Really does it all, especially truly, right now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's busy at the minute, yeah.
We felt that way because, we see everything that you're doing, and then, of course, we're looking, I'm like, oh, my God, it's all like happening right now. There's new seasons premiering, your podcast is back, working on other shows, and now you just spent a week in New York for fashion show. How was Fashion Week? How was
shows that we weren't invited?
Yeah, can you tell I went to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but you went to Super Bowl. I fear that's more fun.
Could be argued, yes.
Yeah.
How have you been liking New York?
I love New York. I haven't actually been to the city in probably, I was trying to work it out, like almost maybe a decade. Like I was a teenager last time I was here. I lived in Canada for part of my childhood, so we were coming into New York a lot. But I love it. It's a great city. I was saying to everyone since I've been here, I feel like the cultural difference between East Coast and London is not too different. I feel like, people straight to the point, the weather's temperamental, everyone has somewhere to be, something to do, and it just feels quite similar.
Everyone's on the go.
Yeah, the sarcastic sense of humor. When I'm in LA, I'll drop sarcastic humor, and a girl was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I was like, "Oh no, it's a joke."
Yeah.
No, they don't get it.
They
do not get it in LA. We've had the same experiences when we went there, sort of for the first time when we started working. Yeah. I had the same reaction. I feel like I said a joke and they were like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Wait, I'm okay. It's all going to be okay." So I totally feel what you're saying, the similarities between New York and London, sort of. Yeah.
What have been your favorite shows this week?
Probably Tory Burch last night. That was cool. It was nice. It was a nice crowd, and the clothes are great.
Yeah.
Is Tory Burch making a huge comeback? Tory Burch is in right now.
I feel very much so. Almost everything that walked past, I was like, I'd have that. I'd have that. I have this. I'm going to put it on my socials, I think, in a bit. I actually was trying to be in my cool fashion era, and I got out of the car and I basically slipped on a piece of ice and did I almost wish I'd just gone down, because when you save yourself, it's almost more humiliating. I did and then I was like
No, it's always...
And you sort of act like it didn't happen, but that feeling is still there.
Sometimes when you feel the fall coming, you just got to go down.
Yeah, I'm just go down.
Just got to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We joked about it. Here in New York, you get one fall a year.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen. Right now, this week, it's going to happen. It's too
I'm
icy.
good for...
So even true New Yorkers, they're falling down?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Especially if it snows, because they just do not clean up the streets well, and some buildings, it's spectacular. They salt them. It's great.
Yeah.
And then you walk 2 feet and it's just a slab of ice.
Sheet ice.
One year I was in my snow boots.
I will never forget
and
this.
I went down a full flight of subway steps. Just all the way down to the bottom. I laid there for a good 10 seconds before I was like, I'm gonna have to get up, and the people came around me. They were like, "Oh my God, are you alright?" Like it's
a whole scene.
Oh, it was terrible.
And now after talking about this,
I had a giant bruise on my hip. Like it was, and like you're slipping down the steps. You're like, there's no stop.
You're like, this is me now.
Yeah.
Like I just have to like submit to it.
You can't even get up and act like it was nonchalant. You just have to get up and be like, that was fucking horrendous, and everybody saw it.
And I called my boyfriend at the time, my now husband, and I was just like, I literally said, you may have to come pick me up in the subway station. Like you may have to meet me
and carry me
in the subway station right now and help me get home.
So you're leaving New York at a good time. You know what I mean? Because this would be the week of the full falls.
Why do you think it's going to get worse, the weather?
Yeah, tonight.
A lot of snow, which is not too bad. But
are you headed back to London?
To London, yeah. Like this has been like, I've been busy. We've been doing stuff and promoting the podcast, going to shows, but it has felt like it's holiday's the wrong word, but it's like I'm doing stuff like that's fun.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm going back, not that my job isn't fun, but I'm going back to London to like go back to work, I feel, you know? But I'll go and host like my own show instead of just like being a guest. Because being a guest is nice. I don't know if you girls like feel that, because you just like, I don't have to think about anything before. I'm just like, I just come.
It's the best.
Like, you know, you have to, when you have a guest
talk, and you forget what you said and you leave.
Yes. Like when I have a guest coming in, I'm like, okay, I need to know everything about them. I need to know how much they've weighed when they're born. Like what's their favorite color. Like, it feels very like the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's so true. Ria's a London super fan.
I do love London. I've been 3 times in the past like year and a half.
I hear this a lot from Americans. What is it you like about it?
I personally think it's a better version of New York.
Interesting.
And I also feel like you're in a different time period, if that makes sense. Like the taxis, the cars, like the little alleyways. I just love it. I don't know what, like, I always really, really wanted to go. And when I went for the first time, I was like, well, I hope it, lives up to my expectations. I've built it up in my head. And I was obsessed since the first time that I went back 2 more times. I just love it. Like, I can't, like, the feeling I get there, I'm like, I just feel like a cooler version of myself. And then I come back here and I'm like, I'm not as cool
And that's
anymore.
how probably Londoners feel when they come to New York. But I feel like we are spoilt, like you say. Sometimes I do look around London and I think we're so used to, like you say, visually and the architecture and stuff. It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. Very, very cool.
I've never been. It's on my.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
make you come with me.
I know.
You've got a podcast slot now. Anytime.
Right. Exactly.
What about the men? What did you think of the? I'm
engaged. I'm getting married in April, so I didn't really take a look around.
It's
we just really. I mean, it's a very class. Like we just judge off Love Island now, really.
Right. Hey, we like flying the flag. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I think that's a mixed fucking. I think like a lot of English people would be horrified.
Well, I feel like when we watch Love Island, we're always like, the girls are so cool and awesome, and then the guys were like, what's wrong with them? You know, that's usually the take.
But can I make a? This is a really hot take, and I even like producing shows. I shouldn't really say this, but I feel look, he's looking at me. The guys,
he's like, we love this.
I don't know. I always feel like boys that want to be on reality TV, it's almost a bit of a red flag.
No, I
don't feel that way about girls.
We say the same thing about.
It's something.
So here it's like the Bachelor and the Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And we say the same thing.
What is it?
We're always like, oh, the girls on this season of The Bachelor are so cool. And then when it goes to The Bachelorette, we're like, why are these guys doing this?
Yeah, why are they even on the show? But then you meet a lot of the people on the shows and they're really cool and awesome and normal in real life. So you're like, maybe the opportunity just came up to them and they were bored and they were like, why not?
True.
You know, if you're like constantly signing up to do them, like it's all some people have been on like 5 seasons now and you're just like, all right, now we know why you're coming back.
Also that's true for girls as well though, because I feel like if you want it so much and you don't care what show it is or at what cost, then it's always going to be an unauthentic representation.
For sure.
So for those that don't know, you were on Love Island 2017
BC or something.
Yeah.
Like another lifetime. Yeah. So it's
So
season 3 of the
Series
UK
3. That's
Series 3, of the UK original. Yeah.
What
was
brought
the
you
first
there?
one that we watched?
Oh, stop! Really? That's so funny.
Yeah.
It would. To be fair, Series 3 was the one like in the UK that blew up. So Series 1 and 2 were popular, but so they actually approached me for Series 2, and I was all sort of like playing with the idea of going on. I went all the way through the process. I kind of had them fully believing I was going. There was a guy that I was seeing that I was like, I liked him. We were like semi-serious. And then, I don't know, I just got cold feet. And I was like, I don't know what that much about this show. Is it, we said it cringe. Like I was like, is it, am I going to be embarrassed? Like, which is so crazy to say now because it's such a huge show. Because I didn't know that much about it. I was like, it just felt like a risk and I got cold feet. So I pulled out. And then series 3 came around, and luckily, like after my now husband Brad had like dicked me around, and I was like, I need to get out of here, they offered me to go back again. So yeah, and then it turned out to be the series that kind of really put the brand like global. So everything happens for a reason, right?
That is true. That is very true.
It is crazy to see how much it changed from like your season to the later seasons. Like you guys were smoking cigarettes, they were showing so much more. Like, and then it kind of, we don't really see that in the seasons now, but it's still happening. I think they just don't show it.
Yeah, I mean, I get like tagged in TikToks all the time, and I'm like, what show is that? Because someone tagged me the other day, and I'm sitting in the garden. I've got a hoodie on, underwear, not bikini, underwear thong, and I'm just smoking that. I'm just going through like 20 cigarettes while I'm swearing. But it's like, it was so rough around the edges. Like we had no makeup on.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and I just think that, I don't think that necessarily is anything anyone did, but I think when something grows and the cast become aware of how many people are watching, could you get brand deals afterwards? Are you going to get Instagram followers? It automatically affects the way you hold yourself. And I don't think that's anyone's fault. It's just the natural progression of these shows.
Yep.
Because I think maybe, we didn't think that many people were watching,
For sure. But that's what made it even that much
better.
better.
It's like that sweet spot on all show. It happens with every show, I think, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
But we were unfiltered and just like unwashed, it looks like most of the fucking time. We didn't have any of these sponsors with the products in the bathroom, but we were all fighting over like one shower gel. Like,
right. You mentioned that your now husband, you had dated him previously before going on Love Island.
Yeah.
How did you guys reconnect after everything?
So when I went in, and because he'd been in contact with his ex-girlfriend, and that's kind of what pushed me to take Love Island the second time. And I went in there and I was coupled up with Chris, so people know who watched it. And we argued a lot, but in the villa we were okay when we got on. But it was very like, if we got on, it was amazing, and then the rest of the time it was, I think we'd both describe it as like fairly toxic. It was like one end or the other. And then I'd only been out like 2 days, and I got a call of a blocked number I had got a new phone afterwards because my phone broke when I was in there. And I answered it, and it was Brad, and he was like, hi. And I was like, I just went all like, just like your heart because I just didn't expect to hear from him. I was like, I've been on this show, like publicly dating this new person. Like I was in this whirlwind Love Island, like vortex, and I just heard his voice. I knew straight away who it was. And he was awkward, and he was like, I just wanted to call and say hi, and we spoke for like a few minutes, and that was it. And then I just thought that was really weird, and then I didn't hear anything from him for a couple of weeks. I was like obviously dating Chris, and then we just had a couple of these like bump-ins, like we bumped into each other at a nightclub, and then we got like, I just spoke to him. That's all I did in the smoking area. We got papped, and it went in the British press, and that made a big thing. And then so again, then I stayed away from him, but then we just kept crossing paths. And then as Chris and I's relationship like imploded in an almighty shitstorm, like what it's like that girl thing, isn't it? It's like then suddenly the ex doesn't look that bad because the one you're with right now like sucks so much. So you're like, oh, maybe it wasn't like, it's like familiar, it's safe. So then he started like worming his way back in. He was like took opportunity of the fact that I was vulnerable.
Well, you saw what else was out there, and you thought,
and I was like,
I'm meant to be with him.
And I was like, God, it is dry out there. Yeah. It is fucking dry.
So now when you podcast together, so, So Wrong It's Right pod, you have a new episode coming with Brad.
Yeah.
What is like the dynamic like of podcasting together? Because it's like you when you're talking to your husband, you're not you're so unfiltered, and then you have to remember like, oh, we are putting this out for the world to listen to.
It's so Brad is like he plays football, soccer, as you guys call it, and he's not someone that would ever go on a reality TV show. Like, it's not his natural comfort space. But the cute thing about him is, like, and I know he does because otherwise he wouldn't do it, he enjoys doing it, like, with me. So when I have him on as a guest, and actually I think he got like a little bit of a buzz at the fact that series 2 of the podcast, he was like one of the most popular episodes, like rated really highly. So I was like, I don't care if you liked it or not, like, this is this is actually now a financial thing. You're coming back in.
Right.
Like,
for the sake of our family, we will be doing more episodes.
Exactly. So he came back on, and like you say, we are really unfiltered. I'm more so unfiltered than him, as he knows, and I almost don't have a line anymore of, you know, what even is privacy. I don't even know. And sometimes I think, oh God, I know our parents listen, but he's very relaxed. Like, it wouldn't work if he wasn't. Like, he's kind of, he wouldn't say half the shit that I say, but he's fine with me saying it, if that makes sense.
Right. Do you ever overthink after putting something out there? You're like, I don't want to put this out, but I feel like I have to for the views or whatever. You kind of just do it, forget about it.
Do you know what, with the podcast? No. I think we did a reality TV show that aired in the UK, and I think it went on like some Hulus and things around the world, and we covered our wedding. And I remember in the weeks up to the wedding, I was having a bit of a internal argument with myself. I was like, should I be like, because we just had like full access, and like, it was that thing, I was like, is this the right thing to do? Am I going to regret it? You know, and like, that's one of the very only times that I've kind of argued with myself a little bit. But then I kind of was speaking to other brides, and so many people that get married just feel like overstimulated, and like they've had the absolute life sucked out of them anyway. I was like, fucking hell, I might as well. I might make some money out of it.
You're going to be posing for a bunch of pictures anyway, filming a bunch anyway.
You're going to have the videographer and the photographer.
Right. You're being followed around by a camera either way.
It's basically a production.
Yes. So that was the only time a little bit. But apart from that, I'm pretty comfortable with where I'm at with stuff. I think like you girls will get it as well. It's harder than ever to be in this industry because no one really knows what they want. They want to be entertained. They want you to like kind of be unfiltered and tell your opinions and stuff. But then obviously, like, God forbid you don't have their opinion, they're gonna like let you fucking know. So you just have to like kind of batten down the hatches when that happens and ride the wave. Otherwise, I think then you shut down. You don't have any of your personality out there, and then what?
Right. No, that's so true.
It's hard.
There's sometimes like if you say something that's a joke and then you have to say like I'm bad with this because I'll say what I think people will understand is that I'm joking, and then people will be like, why did you say that, or what did that mean? And I was like, oh, I was joking. So then I'll say something and then I'll go, I'm just kidding. But then that ruins the joke, having to say that you're kidding constantly. And then so it's like a battle, you know?
100%. And I feel like, you know, people want to be offended for some reason in this, like, the last couple of years. It's something that I think people actively look at things and kind of go, how can I be offended by this? Rather than just, like you say, taking it for what it is.
Entertainment,
You know, there are some things that aren't funny and that I'm glad that we've stopped joking about them. But there has to be a line, doesn't it? Life is so shit at times. Like, if we can't take the piss out of it, what have we actually got?
For sure.
Especially as you girls, like, being from New York and like from London, you say humor is like is honestly medicine. Like, that's very much my friendship group is dark humor. Like, when I'm in my darkest depths, I want my friends to like take the mick out of me. That's how it brings me back.
Right.
You know?
Humor is a way that a lot of people cope with things. Like I think we can both relate to that too. It's like, well, even when you're having a bad day, right? You're just like, well, I'm just gonna make a joke out of this because I'm gonna throw my hands up in the air and there's nothing else I could do at this point.
Exactly.
For sure.
I don't know, we do that all the time.
Yeah.
And you have to. So now that you've kind of you've been in the world, but now you've done so much in the production side, the business side, behind the scenes, hosting. Where did like the love for jumping into this reality TV, kind of like docuseries life, come from?
Just such a hard question, you know. I feel because it happened really organically, and everyone was always asked me like, was that the plan? Like, did you have a plan? And I was like, I didn't even have like underwear for the 7 days of the week when I left Love Island. Like, there was no plan. And I think we went really quickly into filming a spin-off reality show, which obviously was hard because the relationship between Chris and I didn't work. But what I realized really quickly was that I liked making telly. Like, it felt really comfortable for me. I felt like I liked working with the producers. I liked working with ITV. So that I knew, and I kind of felt like it's a weird thing to say you're good at it, but I knew that it's something I could do as a job. It didn't feel like, some people come off reality shows and they're like, you're never going to catch me on a TV set again. Set? Yeah, like a set. Yeah. And I was like, I didn't feel that way. I felt the opposite. So then basically the jobs just started kind of coming in, and I started to sort of like learning the craft and sort of taking the opportunities I could. And I was like, then I wanted to kind of move into hosting space. So I was like, where can I get experience? Where can I because I think you should pay your dues. And I think that the reason it's worked the way it has, I hope, up until this point quite well, is I've never been given anything that I feel like I wasn't ready for. Like, I think if they'd given me the docuseries, like, the first couple of months out of Love Island, I'd have been like, oh my God, yes. But it would have sucked. Like, I would have screwed it up so badly and no one would have watched it. So I feel like everything's happened when it's meant to happen, even though sometimes it's felt like, you want that thing now, but actually it's coming in the right time.
Yeah. I love seeing, because I cannot wait for when things get released in the US. Like, we're on a little bit of a delay. Normally with regular Love Island, it's only on a couple days delay. Love Island All Stars right now, but I have a VPN. I go on, like, I go on ITV.com. I watch something, and when I
get
see
the emails for ITV,
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Like, I'm there.
When I open the homepage on my computer, I always see you. There's always, there's always a show. So season 3,
yes,
right, of Getting Filthy Rich. What can you tell us about the cast of characters you've got on this season?
So yes, it's out now, and I have to say the reaction's been insane. Like, it always surprises me, because even though I should, I guess, on some level know that people like the show and that's why we're making more, it is a kind of, it's an out there like concept. Like, it's really explicit. And I think that people can sometimes receive that content one or two ways, but I think the way that we make the show, the tone of it, the fact that you're going to get to find out the things you want to find out, like what these people earn, what are they doing on OnlyFans, how does OnlyFans work, but also we have fun with it, and we're empowering the girls that are part of the show. This is not a documentary where we're trying to shame anyone or kind of, any judgment. I'm literally just like genuinely curious, and they're great. This series is wild. We have, the most popular I think so far has been like the gilfs. So I meet the grannies who do the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And they love life.
That is super interesting. And like you said, like it's just interesting in general, just like the field of sex work. I mean, just finding out like you said, how much they earn, what goes into it. Like, there's so much more than we think.
Yeah.
What is sort of the craziest thing you have found out while doing this series?
It's kind of a general answer, but I guess it's just the scale. It's the fact that if you think about things like OnlyFans, you think about the money being earned, and like say that the big creators, the amount of messages they're receiving a day and requests. Like, if you I would love to do a documentary and kind of spin it on the other way, although we found it so hard to get in touch with people that buy,
Right.
But it's just the sheer volume of the men in our society that are buying this content. Like, it is someone's dad, brother, colleague. Like, everyone, no one's really admitting to it, but the numbers show that it's the scale is insane.
Well, of course they would
the
be
money's
making
coming
this
from
money,
somewhere.
right?
Yes,
Exactly.
it's so much money.
Brad's like, if you ask me one more time if I buy OnlyFans, I'm just gonna freak. 'Cause every time I come home from filming and I'm just like eating dinner, I'm like, so
just tell me,
have you ever found grandmothers attractive? He's like, Liv, I don't want to do this
these
again. I'm like, but 100 dudes in this day. And he's like, hey, I'm not one of the 100, but my mind is like, but you must be.
You're like, these numbers are not adding up. My calculations.
It's
statistically,
the
one of you must be doing this.
And I feel like it's not going anywhere. And I feel like, we need to be educated, because I feel like this is the change of the sex industry, and it's here to stay whether we like it or not. And I think the best thing we can do for our daughters and our sons and whatever is understand it, because also the thing that I don't like is that a lot of the tones of the stuff that people want, that men want from sex workers online, are really problematic, and I don't think we should hide from that either.
Right?
Why do so many men feel this way about women at the moment? Like, this is a really
the things
scary.
that they're requesting.
Yeah, like like then a lot of the girls will say to you, like, they have requests for content that has a tone of whether it's hurting women or controlling women, you know, then they're like, I'm not going to fulfill these kind of requests, but it's common, like it's all the time. And I think that's something that we, like, as women, we should be, it's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, that is super interesting.
Absolutely.
I mean, so much like psychology goes into that.
I know.
For
And
sure.
so many people should be like hopping off OnlyFans into therapy, but you know.
Right. Now, I want to ask more about the grannies that you said. Did you find that a lot of them were, you know, maybe they were married and time has passed and now they're kind of just like, all right, what am I to do with my life? Like, what are some of the stories?
So there's quite a mix, but yeah, there's one lady in particular, and she was like a devout Christian for like her whole life. Like, had one husband, one sexual partner, and she's literally started doing camming and content when she got into her 60s. She was like, just wanted a change.
She just wanted to feel free.
Yeah, clearly she felt put in a box.
Like, she loves the job. Yeah, she's having a great time, and I got to watch that. I got the live show.
It really
so
is. It really is fascinating because it's you just learning like the history and what they were doing before and how they just made it to this point, and clearly it brings her joy.
She's like, she's not making the most money out of all the people I've met, but like you say, an element of freedom and a kind of a new life. She feels attracted and wanted, and yeah.
Did you take a look at her subscribers?
Yeah. I not the actual, because a lot of people who have OnlyFans subscriber accounts, it's like they don't have their real name,
right? It's like fake profile,
like
they put in like fake ages and stuff. Okay,
so like just a bunch of digits, so there's not a picture. So so very rarely I get to actually see a customer. I did throughout other episodes. I saw like on webcam and a couple in real life, but it's really hard, as you can imagine, to interview the people that buy the content.
Sure.
They don't want to.
No.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
They're not popping up on the show.
They don't want people knowing they're subscribed to Granny.
Yeah, they're like,
they're like, let me tell you exactly what I want to see. It's like, you're like, okay, maybe we don't really want to know that.
Yeah, it's like wife's at home and mum's watching. It's like, don't worry.
Like, oh no, Johnny, why?
Not our grandmother, our own grandmother.
But now I look at people, like, I'll just be observing someone in a coffee shop or whatever, and I'll be thinking, I bet you like some weird shit. Yeah, I'm like, it's completely perverted the way I see everyone, especially men. Yeah, I'm like looking, I'm thinking, I bet you buy a bit of OnlyFans on the weekend.
Yeah, right. Not like, you can't be naive to anything anymore. No, especially in this world now. It's just like,
no, it's like, do you ever? I don't know if like, I hope this isn't the case of one of you girls, but if you ever like hear those girls who are like, oh, my boyfriend just thinks like strip clubs are so dirty and like porn is so horrible, and like, it makes him laugh. And I'm like, he's laughing in that sock. He's like, okay. I'm like, I'm not gonna ruin it for you.
He watches it for the story.
The plot.
The acting. Right. Everybody can get strong at Planet Fitness. They have a great membership. It's a high-value membership that supports any fitness journey as low as $15 a month, which is such a great deal. There are over 2,700 club locations, with most clubs open 24 hours. They have the best-in-class equipment, the same high-quality equipment as other more expensive gyms. So you can do a full workout, whatever you want to do, from strength training, cardio, stretching. They have it all. They've got their brand new plate-loaded machines, hack squat, supine bench, calf raise. They have whatever you are looking for. Plus, friendly, welcoming staff for unlimited free fitness training, which is also amazing. So if you guys are looking to maybe hit the gym, work on your strength training, you don't have weights and stuff at home, Planet Fitness has it all. I have fallen in love with strength training. I think it's so great. If you want to go to Planet Fitness, try it out, get those weights going, and it's going to be great. Motivation, stay strong. You're going to feel good. It's awesome. So we're all strong on this planet. Join today in club, online, or in the free Planet Fitness app. Hours, amenities, and offers vary by club. Check out planetfitness.com or stop by your local club for more information. You must be 18 years to enroll or 13 to 17 with a parent or guardian. Time to get strong. Head to Planet Fitness. tons of people also look to you on social for your opinions on the show and what's going on and everything that's happening. Do you have any Love Island All-Star thoughts, or maybe like a favorite couple? I'm sure you might be a little behind.
I'm a bit behind for being here because actually I didn't have the setup that you guys have. Like I'm now here and I was like, fuck. I can't actually get to watch my own shows. What do I know? My favorite, so Ronnie, if you're watching it, he's as you guys might know, he was Brad's best man at our wedding. I've known him for like 10 years. I love him so much. He's genuinely, like, he's been naughty with girls, like, you know, can be a player, but he's a genuinely good guy. So I love him. I'm making this sound, and I hope that him and Harriet work. Yeah, that's what I'll say on that. I think that he is obviously completely besotted with her. I just hope that she's sure, because I think right now she's giving unsure, and because I can see that he's gone into he's like lover boy central now. I want her to be sure, because I don't want his little heart to get broken.
I agree. I mean, he is. He feels like totally obsessed with her.
Brad rang me. Brad texted me this morning, like, UK. I was here in New York, and he was like, "What are we gonna do?" He's like, "I'm actually worried about my mate." I was like, Liv. He's like literally following her around this villa, like he's lost every
They showed the clip of the heart rate challenge where he's just like literally like prancing like a dog.
Very funny, isn't it?
Which is
that
so
was the
funny.
best. He is hysterical. He is so funny. This, like, one of the last couple episodes, they did one of those games of, you know, which couple do you think is this? And it was like, who do you think wears the pant? Like, which couple wears? And everyone was like, oh, Harry and Ronnie. Ronnie
she was like so pleased with that, and I was oh. And the others I like Gabby. She was on my series. I keep trying to go season series. We say season,
and then I almost switched to series for you.
I'm going season.
I know. I like series better.
Yeah, I like series.
And she's actually the nicest girl. Such a nice girl. And I was unsure on Casey in the beginning. I have to say, like, when I was first, I was like, he's grown on me. 100%. If nothing other than he's a good Islander.
He totally is. And on the show, I've always been like, oh, like, he's not on the show for whatever, he's having fun. But
because he's been in 3 times.
Yeah, this is his 3rd time. But this, like, it was when I would really watch more of his social media stuff, his TikToks. I was like, oh, he's funny.
Yeah,
he's funny. And rarely do I watch the unseen bits. Like, a lot of times I skip over that episode. But this one I've been watching because between him, Ronnie, the girl, like, they're really funny. There's some really funny moments. Do you find that there's, like, more people that All Stars is different because, of course, probably people have met in passing and whatnot. But, like, going on a season that they know each other more in real life, because it's like Luca and Harriet. They grew up together. And I'm like, this is so crazy. They're just kind of saying it, and they've been on the show for weeks. I'm like, how does this not, like, immediately get said?
Yeah, I know, I'm with you on that. I think there is more cast connections as the series have gone on. I don't know why, though. Like, from my series, it was like none of us had ever even heard of each other ever. I think that maybe they are casting more from, like, they might go casting in, like, a popular club in, like, Manchester or Essex, and then they might, like, grab, and then it's just, like, accidentally you get people whose friendship groups cross over, and then I think it doesn't hurt when people have a little bit of because then it can kind of add to
maybe casting directors also see, they're like, oh, this person hangs out with this guy all the time, he looks like he'd be great for the show or something, you know?
And even now, like, with All Stars, because they were on past seasons, they're all, like, DMing each other prior. I mean, we saw that with Luca and Sammy.
Oh, I felt bad. Sammy got the short end of the stick. I think
I agree.
Came in at a tough time.
When you come in late like that, I feel like it's so hard.
And she was out there for a long time waiting. And I think that's really tough when you're in the country, you're waiting to kind of be called up, and then, like you say, like, it's the chance of trying to break someone up at this stage is really.
I was gonna say, what do you think about? There's been a few people who have seemed to have flown to South Africa and not go on.
I heard about one girl. I don't know if that's true or not. I genuinely don't know if that's true. If it is, I think the story I heard was I forget her name now.
I think it was Lucinda.
Yes. Yeah. That she just was there for too long, and then she decided that And I kind of respect that. And I was,
I did too. If I was waiting in the hotel room and be like, all right, they've been filming for weeks now, I'm going home.
Right. Because then you
say,
come in too late at a point.
Yeah.
Where
my friends who work in production would be like cursing, really thinking, shut up right now, Liv. But I from a production side, it's a nightmare. But from a personal point, I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
It's a bit like going in that going in that late is hard, and it can be quite soul destroying. I think you're on your own. Everyone's like doesn't want you here. Like, I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
They build those connections up. I mean, with Sammy, Luca, and Grace, it was like people were already rooting so heavily for Luca and Grace. So when you have people who are fans of that couple and a new person comes in, whether they're the most amazing girl, sweetest, whatever, people just automatically are going to put that person down, hype the other one up, or they're going to prop her up and put Grace down. Then these two women are pitted against each other. And that's sort of what I see happening right now online, is that they've been pitted against each other.
And then people are making Sammy look like she's insane for mentioning the birthday DM. But it's like, obviously she'll keep being asked about that. But now it just looks like she just can't.
Right.
I'm like, she's actually only said it like twice, but then everyone's, here she is again talking about this DM. And I'm like, but obviously that's her connection to him. So she's going to be asked.
Right. You almost can't blame. I mean, you can't blame her for bringing up the DM. Like, if you're going in and you're like, well,
someone
he was
DM'd
clearly
me,
interested in me. He DM'd me.
And you kind of have to say it because he was so close with Grace, where it's like, you need to give some background, or else she's just gonna come off like kind of bitchy. Like she's just gunning for Luca.
Right.
Like,
and if they don't say it, and somehow people find out after the fact,
shady.
The fans get so mad afterwards. They're like, we didn't know about the DMs. Like that happened on a Bachelor in Paradise season, where a couple was DMing prior, and then people found out and they got all mad. They're like,
I'm gonna like destroy the season,
and they tried to hide it, and like they literally, it was like they went home miserable in the cab, and people found out
a heinous crime.
Right. It was like, we cannot believe they DM'd before they got here, and like people were so upset. So I was like, thank God she said something, because if you don't, then people get extra upset if they don't.
Reality show fandom is like that should be a documentary.
I know,
right? No,
that should be. That should be your next project.
Yeah, the way that people like flip out.
Yeah, and we just had it with the last US Love Island season. Like took off how series 3 did for you guys. Like it just,
and with the fans like hate her, love her.
It was unlike anything I've ever seen before, and you need to do a documentary on this, because you need to go to their homes and see what's going on. Like the commenters, like are they doing it 24/7? Like do they have extra phones and laptops going on? Like what is going on at home?
People, it's like, they'll have their profile picture like, my grandkids are my life, and then they're messaging some like young girl being like, you're a whore. And I'm like, but you just think their families have no idea.
They're like 12-year-old girls, and I'm like, your mom doesn't. You took your mom's phone. Like, you should not be on social media. Yeah. Like, there's been I'm looking, I'm like, this is just. I'm like, this girl's in middle school. She's sending me Instagram DMs that she doesn't agree with my Love Island opinions.
And you're like, you should be in bed. No, right. This is not your problem.
Yeah. We went on a after sun in Fiji for Love Island US, and harmless jokes were said. We got off of there. We were in Fiji, and our DMs, comments, whatever, were flooded with just like 12-year-old girls telling us that we were ugly and like the worst people ever. And at one point we were laughing, then we were like, wait, this is getting a little scary. Like we're like, they're gonna come find us.
No, they were like your podcast should end.
No, they were like it was like, your podcast is done with.
Yeah. They were like, we're gonna get you guys fired for saying that, like, you think like she might like one of the girls that maybe likes one of the other guys. Like, it was,
oh my God. I remember that. It was like who's their boss? They need to be fired.
No, it was really out of this world.
They're contacting HR.
It is fascinating, and it should be. I mean, we could talk about this for hours.
That's the next documentary.
I know. I do want to finish up and ask you. This is kind of our Armani Beauty. We have a little gift for you as well.
For you,
Armani Beauty question.
Yeah.
It is kind of like confession based, but we can do. I'm curious about this, and I guess it could be kind of a confession, but we in the US like see the UK tabloids and everything that's happened, and it always feels so much more intense and crazy. Is that how you guys feel about it at home, or is it like you guys see TMZ and you're like, that's crazy too?
Well, you think our press is like more savage?
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting. Is that how you feel?
I do sometimes.
I guess
with I guess I'm not sure, because ours is
crazy too.
Yeah.
You know,
but
if you
I
think about
a
it.
lot of ours, and social media crosses both sides for sure. But like, I don't know if it's more like royal family or whatever. Even I
think that might be it.
But even like with like Molly, May, and Tommy.
Yeah.
Like I would just do a Google search of her name sometimes and just see the headlines that would come up. And I'm like, they don't get it like this.
I guess because we're a smaller country as well. So it's like maybe there's less to choose from.
How have you felt dealing with it? Because I'm sure your public life has been.
It's a funny one. I think you definitely. You go into something like show like Love Island. Now it's different because I think they give them some, try and give them some advice. But with no media training, I don't know how to work with the press. I don't know do you know if someone is mean to you, a journalist, do you like tweet them and go shut the fuck up? Like I would learn really quickly. Don't do that. Yeah. Like you kind of was learning on the job, So you realise that if you want to kind of have a career in the industry, you have to. The press is something that is like a non-negotiable. And when you have a good relationship with press, you need press to do your shows and your podcasts and everything. So it's like a double-edged sword, isn't it? And then with that, sometimes there's going to be some stuff that you don't love, or sometimes there's going to be some stuff that's not 100% factual. For me, the way I handle it, and I cannot speak for everyone because I know some people have very different opinions on this. I don't have Daily Mail or Sun, anything on my phone. I don't do Google ads, searches ever. I have like a team, so like if anything was awful, like they'd bring it to my attention. And I just try to think, unless it was a story where it was actually affecting my my character, and it was actually something I was being accused of something serious. I try to think of it's not that deep. Yep. And that's the only way that I think you can actually survive. And I think if you don't, you see people that go insane. And I think like reality TV, fashion, showbiz reporting, it's not that deep. Like it's really not. Like in the grand scheme of life, it's, am I going to worry about that in a year? But I think that some people get so bent out of shape over, I didn't say that, or I was wearing, I wasn't wearing red shoes, I was wearing blue shoes. And it's like, well, actually, you're going to make yourself ill and crazy if I think you just have to kind of realize that you want to be in this game. It's part of the deal, which I know some people don't want to hear, but it is. You also can't decide when it suits you. You can't be like, I really want press and I really want magazine interviews to promote my podcast and my show, but don't talk about the fact that I went out with setting powder on to the club and looked like, I was in a snowstorm. That's the deal. So you kind of have to, just don't get too deep in it unless it's something that's not fair, and then you have a right to advocate for yourself.
I feel like that's really fair and a kind of a great way to think about it, where you're like, it's not that serious that like in a year from now, will I even be thinking about that this happened? Next week, will I even be thinking about it?
They'll be like, you're feuding with someone or you're dating someone, and I'm just like I say, I'm just like, oh, okay, I laugh. I find it funny.
Right. Yeah. I think you kind
great attitude
I think you kind of have to. We have to wrap up. I could literally talk for hours, truly, like so much. But please tell everyone all the shows you got going on. I mean, it's a long list.
Busy.
Yeah.
Okay, so my podcast, So Wrong It's Right, is available on Apple, YouTube, Spotify, all those places. And then all of my shows, let's just do that, are available on ITVX, and some Hey Yous and Hulu's, like Australia, I think, have it. I don't know why they've like favoured. We need to get it pushed onto the US one.
Right. I think I've seen some on Hulu for sure.
Okay. Yeah. But ITVX with a VPN, you can watch everything.
I was gonna say, just get a VPN like we have.
Yeah,
and then you can keep up with everything.
All the cool girls have VPN.
That's where I am
for sure.
And I get girls get mad at me so much because I like post on my stories and I'm like, what? They're like, how are you watching?
No, we need.
How are you watching?
We need every step of how you got this VPN.
I'm like, okay.
We go through it every year.
I'm like, just join in this life. Like,
welcome to the 21st century.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to be watching exactly when it's happening in the UK.
You should do a sponsor with VPN.
Right.
I know.
You're giving them so much free.
Seriously.
Should. I get emails like every month about my ITV subscription.
Yeah.
It's re-up.
ITV, pay up, and VPN. It's time.
I'm like, all you have to just make up a postal code, just make an account.
Right. Honestly, sponsor us.
Thank
you so much, Olivia.
Oh, girl, it's been so much fun. Thank you.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys so very much, and we'll talk to you on Friday. Smooches for Valentine's Day. Mwah.